Welcome everybody to the College Basketball Preview Show on the Grueling Truth Sports Network. I'm your host, Mike Goodpaster. Today, we're going to look at the game tonight between the Texas A&M Aggies as they travel to Kentucky to battle the Wildcats in a huge SEC battle. And with the Aggies, right now, they are underdogs by anywhere from 5.5 to 6.5 points. You can go bet this game at BetMGM. It's our top-rated sportsbook for betting on college basketball. You can click on the link in the description down below if you're watching on YouTube. I've been a huge fan of the Aggies all year, and backing them has proved profitable. They're 10-5-1 against the spread, but they'll be without Wade Taylor IV tonight, who missed the last two games with a knee injury. Immense pressure now sits on Phelps, the Aggies' lone ball handler scorer. Phelps put together a masterful performance for the Aggies, 18-point comeback game against Oklahoma, but he came back to earth against Alabama, going just 9 for 29 from the field. Buzz Williams' squad will need to dominate and score off the offensive glass. The Aggies have a deep rotation of bigs, which contributes to their 44% offensive rebounding rate, the best in the country. Farrell Payne is coming off a monster game versus the Crimson Tide, scoring 23 points with 6 offensive rebounds. Payne is the most productive big on the A&M roster. But Anderson Garcia, Henry Coleman III, and Solomon Washington each played huge roles on this team also. Defensively, the Aggies will look to show full court pressure. It hangs its hat on defense, ranking 13th in defensive efficiency with a 21% turnover rate. This spot is a very tricky one for the Aggies. They're heading into the tough Rupp Arena without your best player isn't ideal, especially since Kentucky split a pair of road games last week, losing to Georgia, where they basically were manhandled inside, but they rebounded with a huge upset win over the Mississippi State Bulldogs over the weekend. And Kentucky, I think, is well built to combat the Aggies' intense defensive pressure. The Wildcats have a ton of ball handling options and turn the ball over just 13% of the time. Mark Pope is one of the best offensive coaches in the country, as evidenced by the Wildcats' number 2 ranking offensively per Ken Pom. Their offense excels by scoring efficiently inside and out. They shoot 57% on twos, 36% from downtown. It's not like you're facing a great defense with Texas A&M. Texas A&M is very good, but they're not going to scare Kentucky. The offensively friendly environment in Lexington has led to breakout seasons for a pair of veterans. Lamont Butler might be the Wildcats' best player. And then you've got Ortega, who leads the team in scoring with 15 points per game. The two combine for about 28 points a night and might have a third member joining the hot scoring soon. That player is Jackson Robinson, who many thought would be the Wildcats' best offensive player this season. Robinson was a monster at BYU and struggled in the first few months of this season. Perhaps his 28 points against Mississippi State will be the perfect way to end the struggles. Now, my main concern about Kentucky is interior defense. They've been soft in some road games. And while Amari Williams is a solid rim protector, Kentucky's defense is fairly mediocre, particularly at the rim. It has the 83rd best defense in the country per Ken Pom, and the main issue stems from defending the inside the arc. Opponents converted a 51% clip against this Kentucky interior. The good thing is Kentucky ranks 63rd nationally in defensive rebounding rate, so the Aggies will have to work for the offensive rebounds. Now, when we look at who's going to win this game, whether Kentucky can cover the spread, this line sits between 5.5 and 6.5, which is a lot bigger than Ken Pom would have projected. But without Wade Taylor in, that's the reason I think this line has jumped to 6.5 points. It could jump even higher before the night's up. I think Kentucky, if they can burst out to a big lead, it just won't give the ball away to the Aggies the way Oklahoma did. They're a much better rebounding team. Missing Taylor is the reason here that I'm going to take Kentucky minus 5.5 all the way up to -8. I think if Taylor was there, I would consider taking the Aggies into points. I would still lean towards Kentucky winning, especially at Rupp. I think the Wildcats have a chance to have a special season this year. They made me some money over the weekend against Mississippi State. Hopefully, I can cash in tonight at BetMGM. Make sure you click on the link in the description down below if you're watching on YouTube. Guys, you can follow me on X at Grueling Truth. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification on YouTube. Check us out at thegruelingtruth.com. But for now, I'm Mike Goodpaster. You've been watching and listening to The Grueling Truth, where the legends speak.